Alright, Nothing OS 3 might be one of, if not the biggest update I've ever seen given to a smartphone by a company. And let me get to the point. Nowadays, the smartphone update is more regular for sure, but most of them either contains security patch and all those stuff. And whenever there is a major software update, it usually refines the UI or moves things around a bit to make it look new or gives animation. Sure, the animation is good and needed. But to understand why I am saying that Nothing OS 3 might be one of the biggest update ever, we need to understand there are two types of smartphone users. Ones who like functionality and ones who like some UI sort of eye candy type stuff. I fall on the first category, so that's why I'm talking more like exaggerately about this update. And that's what like so much about Nothing OS 3 update, that it specifically focuses on the functionality of the OS. Most of the update nowadays gives you nice animation and that's good and all. And yeah, I like them as well. But there is a reason and it refines the UI a bit. But UI is a thing that can be really subjective and can depend person to person. So when I talk about the functionality of Nothing OS 3, I mean that I'm a functional type of user. I'm yapping a lot, but hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So without further yapping, let's talk about Nothing OS 3 and its functionality. That was a lot of functionalities, and I should probably put my functionality counter right there. Anyways, so as you might have already known, I have been using Nothing OS 2.6 on my Nothing Phone 2A for past few months before updating to Nothing OS 3.0. So I have some context and I'm going to talk some pros and cons and quirks and stuff about the update that I have been facing and using for these past few months or slash years, because it's almost a year since I've been using. First, some good stuff. So of course there is a reason I bought Nothing Phone 2. That's because of Nothing OS. I really like its design, its UX system and its stuff, and I have grown to like it even more using Nothing OS 2.6 and different types of creative widget, and the fact that you can place widgets on lock screen. Like, lock screen has always been great about Nothing OS at a glance system. Another thing that I really like about Nothing OS itself is the dot matrix design and the overall aesthetic of black and white and those type of stuff. I really like those type of stuff actually, and it adds a much needed self identity to the OS that I feel like is not present in most of the OS nowadays. What this? Even the small details, such as converting every single app icon to the monochromatic design, is brilliant. They have made a separate app for that, and I think that's incredible. That goes to show how much they are willing to put as attention to detail for their own operating system. I feel like that is the most utmost reason. Other than it has a more clean minimalistic look, it attracts a lot of people. Nothing is doing something incredible with their operating system that I have yet to see from other brands. Putting community stuff from nothing.community, like they built Nothing Community Widgets app, where community members have the ability to put their own widgets to the Nothing OS itself. Of course, it goes through the Nothing OS protocol and all the stuff. But then again, they have already made a widget, all the snake widgets, which is really fun. I feel like this type of stuff, this type of small details is what makes Nothing OS set it apart from other OS. Now, there are some quirks and there are some nitpicks. First of all, who the hell designed the quick settings, bro? It is really one of the more unintuitive design I have ever seen. that can be a bit of an exaggeration because I've seen worse, but still, when you used to scroll, you only scroll like 6 quick setting toggles at a time, which felt like I'm being limited, frankly. And I'm glad that they fixed it with Nothing OS 3.0. Also, I feel like I have to agree with some of the people that Nothing OS needs more customization. Or at least it needed. I'm talking past tense because I'm using Nothing OS 3.0. I'm getting it. Much needed some important customization, I feel like. And I'm glad that Nothing has actually added some great stuff, especially in lock screen. There are a lot more nitpicks, but I'm going to talk about them in the end of the video and what Nothing needs to fix even more. So let's talk about Nothing OS 3.0, shall we? The reason you clicked into the video. So now let's talk about Nothing OS 3. So Nothing OS 3 brings so many improvements that it's truly a big update, as I have been saying all throughout this video. So why not start with the most improved aspect of this OS? Well, the second most in my opinion, the lock screen. The lock screen of Nothing OS 3 has been completely revamped to the point that it makes sense so much more with, and it aligns so much more with Nothing OS design and Nothing's design in general. And the way you customize them now is so simple. You just long press on the lock screen and you get on this page where you can customize widgets, um, put different types of widgets, which was already possible on Nothing OS 2.6, but they made an improvement that like 4 stacks or up to 8 stacks of widgets, which is huge for a power user. But I like to customize my clock and I like to see my time in a pinch, so I'm gonna keep this design where I also happen to get some more treat. So here they introduced a lot of clock phases that we can choose, and every single one of them matches Nothing OS design. There is an easy shortcut for wallpaper and stuff, so that's neat. And another thing they did is put the shortcut customization settings over here, which makes so much sense because you use lock screen shortcuts so much, which is I think can be sort of the motto of this OS upgrade, giving control to the users, giving functionalities to the users. And another thing that was much needed for Nothing OS 3's improvement list, it was on the top of the list for improvements, of course, was the quick settings. The quick settings now can be customized to users' liking. Like if you want small items, you can have small items. If you want large items, you can have large items up to 3 pointers, up to a square. But currently it is only supported on Bluetooth. I hope Nothing provides more of this in future. So it will be really great actually. But anyways, you can minimize this, you can maximize this to your liking, which is I think is a massive bonus to Nothing OS's customization and control for user control over the OS by the user, as I'm saying. And last but not the least, they made a massive improvement and sort of a complete revamp to the app drawer seen in Nothing OS 3. This is, you can say, this is sort of a inspiration taken from the app library from iOS. This is a way to organize apps in a way that makes kind of sense. And if you don't like this right here, you can of course switch to uh, the old app drawer where they introduced another new feature where you can pin your favorite apps to the top. Also, by the way, while shooting this video, real quick right here. Nothing actually announced Nothing Phone 3 right now. It happened today, but they kind of announced Nothing OS 3 today. So that's neat. Anyways, deviant from the video completely. But as I was saying, Nothing OS 3.0 brings so much improvements to the table, and even the little stuff such as now you can pull down from notification, make them as a floating window where you can essentially like move it to the will, resize resize as much as you like, and even do this. So that's pretty neat. I think that's pretty neat. That's what I was saying about Nothing OS 3 and the improvement it brings to the table. It genuinely feels like a good improvement in the sea of constant updates where the OS barely changes its looks and it doesn't innovate enough. So thank you, Nothing. I appreciate it. Another thing they introduced is widget sharing, where you can share if you have a Nothing buddy, I guess, who uses a Nothing phone. You can share with them a widget. It's like kind of social media, but for widgets. Even with all these improvements, even with all these features, some stuff that I'd like to see Nothing improve in the future, and I feel like needs urgent attention. But my request with them is to improve the camera experience, because it takes way too long for camera app to boot up and it causes a weird lag. Like switching to video and trying to record, it causes a weird lag. So I feel like they need to improve that. Also, Nothing, if you're listening, please make it so when we go to hidden apps, we are prompted with a password uh, before opening that. So actually our apps are hidden and not like, oh, just swipe left, you are good to go. That's not how hidden apps should work. I think Nothing OS 3.0 brings so much goodness to the table, it outweighs so much of the negative stuff, but still the negative stuff bothers me. If you are here to hear about how's Nothing OS 3 and if you should get a Nothing phone specifically to experience that, I'd say that if you like clean software experience, if you like Nothing's unique, frankly unique and different kind of style, and don't mind stutter here and there with the camera specifically, you can go for it definitely. I can assure you that you will get a pleasant experience. I can say this much. Also, by the way, the new Inter font they introduced with Nothing OS 3.0 is absolutely my favorite, and that has become my favorite font right now. That was a lot of yapping. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below what's your favorite part about Nothing OS 3. And if you have not been using Nothing OS 3.0 and want to inquire some more stuff about it, you can for sure put some more question down below and I'll promptly answer them for you. Anyways,